Scott, 2-0 defeat here against Hartlepool United. What's the overriding emotion from yourself at this point?
Yeah, I think just realisation that the squad's not as good as I thought it was, or that I hoped it was. Really, I thought that we made some really good progress, but that's easy to do right at the beginning, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time for things to unfold properly. I think we've got one or two that either can't do it consistently for us, or aren't good enough for the level. So that's I'll be brutally honest. I've been honest with them. I always am. There's no hiding place. We're all out there together. We're all in it together. But bottom line is we've got to be better than that, and we haven't been better than that consistently, I don't think. Really disappointed that we couldn't follow up last week's really decent draw away at Carlisle. We've had a great week training, Ricky, honestly. The lads have been really brilliant this week. So it's soul searching. More questions than answers.
Yeah, there was obviously a clear lack of shots from both teams in that first half, but obviously as far as you're concerned it's about us, and there was a lack of shots taken in that first half. What was that down to? You mentioned obviously that it was a bit flat. What do you put that down to? Yeah,
it was flat. It was quiet. It was poor conditions. I thought it was a poor quality game actually. Poor advert for the league. But look, we can only control what we can control. I picked the team I thought deserved to play based on their efforts last week, but like I just said, we can't seem to follow that up 2 games running at the moment, which is really frustrating. We're a couple of months in and we don't know what our best team is still. So look, there's some reasons for that, with people coming back from injury, and we've had a bit of to and fro with suspension and sort of international call-ups and bits and pieces, but we're still really none the wiser in terms of what's going to consistently get us results. But yeah, look, as far as today goes, we had 4 or 5 really good opportunities to break on Hartlepool in the first half. We picked the wrong option or didn't get a shot off when we should have. We actually finished the game strong, but I think that's always going to be the case. It should always be the case when you're 2-0 down, because they sit into a low block and they're quite happy to give you some territory. So yeah, look, really frustrated. It's a difficult one because honestly they've trained so well this week, and it's a head scratcher for sure.
Are you disappointed in the manner of which we conceded the 2 goals, sort of backing off and giving them that space?
Yeah, it's a recurring theme though. I thought we got away with it to a certain degree last week, and I did give them a lot of praise after, because that is a good point away at Carlisle. But too many times they get first contact when a ball comes into our box. We'll do a small-sided game in training, and too many times we have to stop it because people are getting shots off, and there's not enough people that want to block shots and get tight to people. It's lazy defending, to be quite honest, and it can't keep happening because teams at this level, although I didn't think Hartlepool were brilliant today, their 2 goals were great strikes. So look, we're the architect really of our own downfall, but the only way we can put it right is to maybe shake things up a little bit. So I need to speak to the board and see what we can do, because obviously we're still really new in here and we're finding out about everybody and the squad, what we've got, definitely. So that's something to have a good think about. But we've just got to come in Monday and roll our sleeves up. I wouldn't put it past that group in there to go to Rochdale and win next week. That's the frustrating thing, and obviously that'll be our main focus now, but the bigger picture is can't keep being in this position following up a good result with a really poor performance, and yeah, look, they should be coming out and maybe apologising to 1 or 2 people today, because we always get backed here. I think the supporters are really good with the players. 1 or 2 are maybe taking that for granted a little bit.
Aaron Blair returned to the squad, obviously on a positive note today. Good to see him back on the pitch.
Yeah, I love Aaron. We had loads of games against each other in our previous clubs. Great kid, really great to have him back. It's great to have Macca back last week as well, and obviously Archie we've had back in since international. So I think we have been a little bit of a victim of 1 or 2 bits, especially at the top end of the pitch. And like you said, that is probably one of the only positives from today, but it is a positive because he's one of the best players at the level at doing what he does. So look, he's worked incredibly hard. He's probably been ready for about a good 10 days to 2 weeks now, but we can't risk happening again because he's so important to us. So yeah, no, I fully agree. Looked nice and bright when he came on as well.
You mentioned obviously it was a good week in training in the build up to today, and I'm assuming it will be another one in the build up to Rochdale. We have a full week to prepare for that one. How do we turn it around from today's result?
Yeah, look, I won't change what we do. We get in, we train well. The lads want for nothing. Like I said, I just think one or two take it for granted a little bit. You know, I've walked through the door here and I can't believe how well everyone gets treated. You know, they've got literally everything they could possibly want. So training will be good. It'll be really bright. The staff are great. The lads train well. Fairness to them, they're a good group for that. They come in every day. There's no discipline issues. They're all spot on. Train really well. We just don't know what we're going to quite get when that whistle goes at the start of a game. So that's like I said, I wouldn't put it past them to go and beat Rochdale away. Honestly, I wouldn't. But I couldn't tell you probably barring 2 or 3 what the starting 11 would be right now, and that's a bit of an issue 2 months in.
Cheers, Scott.
Thanks. Cheers.